I'm Ashley Molyneux, the head of school of the Premier Arts Academy, an integrated arts charter school opening in the fall of 2023. About a year ago when we started this process, we gathered a group of stakeholders together. They were business leaders, politicians, educators, parents, and students, all with one goal in mind. What do we want the graduate of Premier Arts Academy to look and sound like? And we came up with a long list. That list includes somebody who pursues excellence, who knows what it is to work hard to get really good at something. We want critical thinkers. Now, everybody carries a computer in their pocket, right? That cell phone that they can basically Google anything at a moment's notice. That's a lovely skill. But what we really want are people who can creatively solve problems, because that's one of the #1 skills that are needed in the workforce today. We want confident collaborators, kids who are not afraid to talk to each other and to communicate to adults and to the wider community. We want students with grit and resilience, the ability to fail and try again, because that's what the real world really is. We want students with academic skills, those that are comfortable reading and writing and communicating to the world, who know confidently how to solve math problems and inquiry thinking in science. But it's so interesting that the academic skills out of this long list with all of our stakeholders kind of fell to the bottom. Not that it's not important, but the things that are going to make these students employable and good citizens rose to the top. That's why we've chosen some very specific, intentional teaching strategies to help our students become this profile of a graduate. The first teaching strategy is arts integration. That's where we teach a content area like English or social studies, math or science through the lens of the arts. It's a way for kids to lean in and get excited about what they're learning. It's a way to make it more concrete so that they remember what it is that they're learning, because they're using their hands and their bodies to recreate that understanding. There's a lot of key benefits to arts integration. One of them is obvious: student buy-in. They're excited, they're loving it. If they're not bored, they're going to actually behave better in class, and thus they'll understand the content better as well. It's also excellent for critical thinking skills, because they have to understand how different things fit together in the world, rather than just listening and putting it back on a test. Arts integration also is a wonderful way to meet students directly where they're at. It's a highly equitable form of education because it meets them in a way that they understand the content through something that they care about. It develops 21st century skills, because the arts are a communication device. And how many ways are we reminded every day that students don't necessarily communicate well with each other unless it's through their thumbs via text? This is important. We want students to be able to speak to each other, to write effectively, to communicate to a large group of people. These are all skills that students will have to use beyond the Premier Arts Academy and into their careers. The last thing about the curricular vision of arts integration that is so important is that it's innately joyful. We want to bring joy back to teaching and learning. We want kids to want to be at school, to be excited about what it is that they're going to be learning or participating in that day. Joy is a highly underrated asset to any school, and you will find it in abundance at the Premier Arts Academy. The second pillar of our teaching strategy is called challenge-based learning, and this is cross-curricular, student-led projects that regularly incorporate the arts and sciences as well. So it's a focus on authentic literacy, where students get to read and write and communicate for an authentic audience. It provides student choice and buy-in, and even multi-age cohorts where kids will be working together across developmentally appropriate age bands to solve problems that they think are important. It gives them not only buy-in, but it gives them importance, because they get to see what impact they can actually make on the world. And then the last part of this is that they then have a regular community expo where they present their findings to the community, to the parents, grandparents, community members that are interested in what they're learning. So talk about authentic feedback. Right there, they get to hear what the community thinks about what their idea is. Imagine cross-curricular learning like this as students doing. They're not sitting and listening, they're doing, they're engaging, they're building, inventing, imagining. That's what challenge-based learning brings to the table. If you'd like to see arts integration and challenge-based learning at work in an actual classroom, we've linked some videos from Edutopia in the description below. Take a look. You'll be amazed at what you see. The third pillar of our teaching strategies is small group instruction. We like to say that kids are going to get exactly what they want through arts integration and challenge-based learning, but they're also going to get exactly what they need. Every day, every kid will get leveled small group instruction. That means regularly we will have benchmark assessments where students will be grouped according to the skills that they need extra practice in. In some cases, that's remediation. There might be some gaps that need to be filled in reading and math. For some kids, it might just be extra practice, furthering the curriculum just a little bit more for our kids who are on grade level. For our high flyers, the ones who are a bit above grade level, they need enrichment and extension. It's important that they're not just left doing the exact same thing every day, even though they've already mastered those skills. We're going to continue to push every student. We at the Premier Arts Academy will meet them right where they're at, but we're going to love them too much to leave them there. So let me give you a quick rundown of how a student might experience each of these three pillars throughout their day. First of all, our school starts at 8 a.m. and kids will come into their homerooms to have their morning huddle, where they will meet with their homeroom teacher and have an overview of what to expect that day. It's important for social emotional learning, for character development, to have this time with the class to talk about what they can expect that day. First, they'll move into their 90-minute literacy block, where they will experience a hands-on, arts-integrated literacy lesson that also integrates things like social studies and science. After their 90-minute literacy block, students will have a brain break and then move into their book clubs, where every teacher, paraprofessional, and administrator in the building will be in charge of overseeing our book clubs. This means that we have an all hands on deck approach. We want to make sure that every adult in the building is responsible for the success and growth of every student in the building as well. After book clubs, we go into a rotation of lunch, recess, and math groups, where students will rotate every 30 minutes among those three things. Math groups work much the same as book clubs, where also they will be leveled according to the skills that they need to work on. After lunch, recess, and math groups, you can expect STEAM. STEAM class stands for science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. In STEAM class, students will use Eureka Math Squared as the backbone curriculum, but teachers will be bringing in science, technology, and engineering, and don't forget arts, as a way to make sure students fully understand the content. Then they move on to the challenge hour, where they'll be working on those challenge-based learning projects in multi-age cohorts so that they can put everything they're learning throughout the day into practice to solve those real-world problems during challenge hour. The last hour of the day is our Arts in Action class. Professional arts educators will be coming in to teach a very intentional, curated survey of the fine arts in kindergarten through 5th grade. Then in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, they get to choose an arts major, where they will every day work for an hour a day in that medium to make sure they really are truly pursuing excellence. As a parent myself, parent convenience is the priority to me. It's very important that students have a drop-off and pickup schedule that fits with people's schedules. So we offer before care starting at 6 a.m. and after care where students can be picked up as late as 7 p.m. It's important for people to know that our school breaks will also mirror the local districts, so that if you have older students in other schools, that you don't have to worry about your fall breaks, Christmas breaks, spring breaks not lining up. So if you're excited about our 3 pillars of teaching strategies and the different curriculums we've chosen to be the backbone, then you might be interested in how to enroll. All you have to do is fill out the intent to enroll form that's linked on our website before February 14th. On February 15th, we'll be holding a student lottery for any class that has more interest than seats. You'll find out on the 16th whether or not you have a space at the Premier Arts Academy, and everybody will be waitlisted after that point. Those waitlisted students will move up as spots become available. You can learn all about enrollment on our website, click on the enrollment handbook and it will give you all the information and more that you need. We hope to see you in the fall at the Premier Arts Academy, where arts and academic excellence meet.